Good morning, students. This is your English class. In the first class, I have introduced myself. I am introducing myself for the new students, those who joined today. In the last class, I have explained you the introduction of the syllabus, what syllabus we have, and what about the lessons and what topics they are. And today's class is I'm going to teach you one poem. So again, I'm introducing myself. I am J. Shanta Kumari. I am your English lecturer and I'll teach you English subject students. You'll have all the MPC and BPC students will have 6 subjects and all the CEC students will have 5 subjects. But English is must for all the students. I will come to teach you all the English subject this year after the reopening of the colleges. So until that time, I'm going to teach you. So in like this in the online classes. So I hope you are all are watching the classes. You convey how you are feeling about your classes. Are you able to understand or not? And if you could not understand English, you listen 2 times or 3 times, definitely you will understand. So this is basically English class, no? So it's English to English. So later I can again I'll teach you in Telugu after the reopening of the colleges if you want to listen in Telugu. But now it's an English class just in English to English students. So we will just I'll start the topic. I told you in the yesterday's class. I told you you'll have 5 poems, 5 prose and 5 poems and 5 non-tale stories. So first I'm starting poetry. So because it's very interesting, poetry means it's very awesome to our ears and it's very meaningful and it's very interesting. Poetry means, I hope so. So I have started my poetry. The first poem you have is Commonwealth of Peace. Commonwealth of Peace, written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. First of all, I would like to introduce William Shakespeare, students. He was born in the year 1564. Please note down the points. 1564, and he died in the year of 1616. In the 1564, April 26th is his birthday, and he died on 1616, April 23rd. So in the month of April only he died in 1616, and is widely acknowledged as the world's greatest English playwright. He wrote 36 plays, 154 sonnets and 2 long poems. He's the best first writer in the English poetry. So he wrote 36 plays, 154 sonnets and 2 long poems. So that work done Spanish tragedy and comedy, historical plays, both in poetry and prose. Spanish tragedy. Tragedy means, you know, something sad. And comedy means it brings us entertainment. So comedy he wrote, and historical plays that relating to the historical people in the history, and poetry and prose. Some of the most popular plays of Shakespeare are Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, Henry V, Julius Caesar, The Tempest, Romeo and Juliet, As You Like It, and The Merchant of Venice. These are the popular writings of William Shakespeare. And then his greatness as a dramatist could be attributed to his rare insights into human mind and heart. So when a poetry or a prose or whatever it may be is interesting, means when it sees into the lives of people, we feel like more interesting. When it's about rocks, we are not interested. We don't like to study, but it's all about the human beings. So it's very, very interesting to study. So all his writings look into the people's mindsets, how people think and how people imagine and how people decide and how people talk and how people talk to themselves, these things. And he succeeded in rendering the subtle turns of human consciousness in lines that are memorable. No wonder then that his plays continue to be read, performed, and enjoyed even after hundreds of years. Yes, we are reading all these poems after hundreds of years, really. He wrote in the 15th century, but now in the 20th century, 21st century, we are reading all these poems, means how worthy these poems are and how great his writings and how interesting his writings, all these things. So, okay, students, so interesting to learn the great people mind and how he explained the insight of the people, the mindset of the people. It's very, very interesting. While I'm explaining the poem, students, I'll share the screen with you and you can write the poem. You can understand the poem. You can, while I'm reading and explaining the poem, you can see the lines on the screen because I'm sharing the screen to you. So if you have textbook, you can look into a textbook. If you don't have textbook, you must have textbook for the language students. Please buy, or you take from your seniors. So old book also no problem. You can take if you don't have textbook, you could not buy in this situation. Okay, you can take from your seniors and you can take some Xerox like that. You can arrange a textbook because it's a language. You know, it's very difficult for us to teach a language without a textbook. We need textbooks, students. So I'm sharing the screen and you can look into the poem while I'm explaining the poem, students. So it will be better for you to understand while I am sharing the screen, students. So it's very interesting for you to see the poem. So, see students, now the poem is there on the screen. It's written by Commonwealth of Wis. There you can see the picture of William Shakespeare. So, some questions you have before you enter into the poem. First one is, imagine that the tiny insects like honeybees can teach human beings amazing lessons. A little bit was missed. And amazing lessons. Yes, human beings are learning from the small creatures that are honeybees because they teach us many lessons. They teach us many lessons. They're hardworking and they have their own responsibility. People are very irresponsible. We find some people that are very irresponsible. Even the students are very irresponsible. They never try to work hard. So they want everything, but they want the free of cost, and they want marks, but they don't want to study. They want to copy and get the marks, like that, students. But we can learn so many things from the honeybees. And the second question is, try your way of putting across lessons from the lives of bees. As a team player, make yourself as busy as a bee and list out things you can do for common good. So putting across the lessons from the lives of bees. So from the life of a bee, what lessons we can learn, we'll see in this poem. As a team player, make yourself as busy as a bee. We have to keep ourselves very, very busy as a bee. List out things that you can do for common good. So what are the things you can do for the common good, for the goodness of all the people? We'll see in this lesson. For so work the honeybees, creatures that by a rule in nature teach the art of order to a people kingdom. They have a king and officers of state, where some like magistrates correct at home, others like merchants venture trade abroad, others like soldiers armed in their strings, make boot upon the summer velvet buds. See students, for so work the honeybees. Means honeybees are working very, very hard. How they are working? Creatures that by a rule in nature teach the art of order. We don't know the art of order. We don't know how to work, how to do our things. We don't know how to do anything. So they have an order, art of order. They do everything in order. It's a great art they follow. And to a people kingdom, to whom they are teaching this art of order means they're teaching to the people kingdom, to the human beings they are teaching. See students, it's a small creature. It can go by the rule of nature. It is teaching the great art of order to people kingdom. To us, it means to us. They have a king and officers of state. Yes, in honeybees, three categories of bees we find. There's a king bee, queen bee, and worker bees. King, queen, and worker bees. So they have a king and officers of state. They have a king to rule them, and they have officers of state, because after the king, they look after the work in the kingdom, the remaining all different works they look after. Where some like magistrates correct at home. Magistrate, what he do? When we feel any injustice in the society, we'll go and meet the magistrate. We have courts. There they come and they keep the petitions, and all the judges will be there and lawyers will be there. So for the justice, we go there. Here also, for them also, they have magistrates. They correct at home. Which is the home for the honeybee? Beehive is the home for the honeybee. Beehive. When coming to the construction of the beehive, they have a lot of people to monitor the work. Who are there? One is magistrates. They correct at home. Others like merchants. Merchants means the business people venture trade abroad. So these honeybees also, they'll do the trade. They go somewhere to collect the honey, and they collect the honey and they get back to their home. This is the business they do. Others like soldiers armed their stings. Sting means we know. Sorry. Sting means they know when they get angry, they just use their stings to take the anger. So they'll have stings. The sting bite, it's very painful. The bite of a honeybee is very, very painful. So here they'll have stings. Like soldiers, they're armed with their stings. They go to honeybee and touch it. Then they'll show its anger. It's very horrible to be at their anger. So they don't allow anybody to touch their hive. They don't allow anybody, because they'll have soldiers. They always watch the honeycombs. So make boot upon the summer's velvet buds. They want honey. Where from they get the honey? So they go in search of honey. They go. They never mind the distance. They never mind the weather conditions. They never mind of the enemies. But they go and search for the velvet buds. When they get the buds, they collect honey from them and they come back to their honeycombs. While the pillage they with merry march bring home. When they have the mouth full of honey, they'll bring back to their hives. Because why? They have to store the honey inside the hive. They want to store the honey inside the hive. So they'll bring back with a lot of honey in their strings, So then the pillage, which pillage? They with merry march. Merry means happily, with full of honey. They bring home to the tent royal of their emperor. Emperor means, I told you, no, they'll have king. So they'll come to the emperor's tent, royal tent. It's not a simple tent, but it is a royal tent of their emperors. They'll come back with a lot of honey. Who, busied in this majesty, surveys the singing masons building the roofs of gold. So, busied in his majesty, surveys, and the bees are very, very busy in satisfying their emperors. They never come back emptily. They never come back emptily. They want to satisfy their majesty. So they're very busy, and they bring back, they survey, they go for survey, and when they find the flowers, they bring back the honey. So the singing masons build the roofs of gold. Masons here, they work to construct the honey bee hive. It's a very wonderful construction. They have masons. Some are, I told you, many professions here. Some are magistrates, some are merchants, some are soldiers. So very, very busy, and some are masons. They build a nice roof of gold. Gold roof they built. The civil citizens needing of the honey. Some are there, they are ordinary people. They're ordinary people. Civil citizens made ordinary people needing of the honey. Means ordinary bees, they need the honey. So they distribute this honey to all the hives, holes, and they distribute it. Next, the poor mechanic porters crowding in their heavy burdens at his narrow gate. The gates are very narrow. When you observe the beehive, the holes are very small. When bee come with the honey, it will go inside the hole, very, very deep inside the hole, and then it will come with a lot of honey. See, porters. Porter means, those who carry the weights in the railway stations. They carry the weight. So he is comparing those porters with these honeybees because heavy burdens at his narrow gate. They'll come with a lot of honey and they enter inside, like a porters. With the crowds, not one, not two. So many will come at a time. Their heavy burdens at their narrow gate. The sad-eyed justice with his surly hum means arrogant. Sad-eyed means serious justice because they work with the justice. They never sit alone. They never sit alone. They never waste their time. They have their serious justice. They do justice to their profession, and they do justice to their work and to their responsibility. And surly hum means they come with a great humming. It's so arrogant. Surly means it's so arrogant. So when you observe the sound of bees, it's so interesting, students. Delivering others to executor's pale. Delivering others means executor means who controls the bees and their responsibilities. So delivering others to executor's pales. Those who are lazy and those who are not working properly, they are delivered to the executor's pale. The lazy yawning drone, I this infer that many things having full reference to one consent may work contrariously. So Next, the lazy yawning drone. Drone means it's a male honeybee. It's lazy. It will not have any work. So queen bees, they lay the eggs, and worker bees, they have a lot of work to do, but these drones, they will not have any work. Only their work is mating with the female bees, that is the queen bees. So they're very lazy. They don't do any work. Only one thing they do. And yawning drone. I this infer this many things having full reference to one consent may work contrariously. So all the things means here when you observe this, many things means they have a great responsibility having full reference. So they have a great responsibility. After having all this responsibility, to one consent means to they come to one agreement, may work contrariously means they decided to work hard for their the construction of the beehive. They decided. So how impossible that is, how difficult it is, how great it is, and how responsible it is, they never mind. But they all together love to work for the construction of the beehive. So they're very much interested in construction of the beehive, students. So this is half of the poem at least I have completed, and the remaining half I'll explain you tomorrow and in the next class. So please be thorough with the poem, and if you do not understand, you please ask me. I'll explain you again and again. But don't neglect your class. You can listen twice or thrice your class. So because English is a very important subject, you have to concentrate on this subject. I hope you all are following the subject. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me in WhatsApp. And my number and everything is available for you, students. Next point, the next class, I'll continue the remaining poem. Have a good day and enjoy your class, students. So you'll have a nice time with the English. I hope you are following my classes. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, students. So this is all about the poem for today, and tomorrow we will have the next class, students. So have a nice day and see you in the next class.